Good evening, Virgo. So, today, while I was thinking about your sign, I started to draw cards. Of course, while I was doing this, I was in the car at the time, but I do remember the order quite well. And so, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay out the cards and I'm going to explain, what each card was, right? So that you guys have an idea of what's going on. So, as I was drawing cards, right? I had all right, now I'm also going to draw some animal cards too, just so we can get an idea of the energies that are going on for you guys. And I do believe this is just kind of an update for the things that are going on for the month. But just so I get everything lined up here first. Okay, so first off, this one came flying out, and automatically I knew that all of you Virgos were going to have to go into hermit mode. Now, this is your sign, so this could also mean that you guys are identifying with the Virgo energies, and Virgos, you are going through your birthdays right now. For the for the Virgos that were in the first decan, hold on 1 second. All right, so for the Virgos that were in the first decan, that means the first 10 degrees of the sign. You guys had your birthday earlier in the month. And so you guys may have been going through changes. Anytime you have the sun pass through, uh, the solar year and stuff like that, you guys go through a new form of expression. Now, you guys are actually in the cycle of, expressing yourselves in a new way. However, you guys first have to make a decision. Now, this was one of those cards that fell out. Uh, this is one of those cards that fell out sideways, right? So, let's see, which other one was it? I can't remember what other card it was, but this fell sideways. So, as I seen it, I was like, okay. I was like, this could only mean one thing if this card comes out again, and so it actually did. It actually flew out once more, and it was in the upside down position. Now, what's funny is that you guys are focused though. Regardless of whatever's going on, you guys are focused. You guys are focused on completion. This is what you guys are looking at right now. You guys want these Ten of Pentacles. You guys want to be stable. You guys want to be secure. You guys want to feel, um, you know, you guys want to feel grounded again. And I do feel that to whatever extent, you guys are holding on to this kind of earthen type energy. And the fact that you guys are making a decision with the judgment in the reverse is also one of those things that's telling me that you guys are holding on. Now, you guys got the Seven of Pentacles underneath the Hermit. And I do feel that with the Seven of Pentacles coming out, you guys have been doing a lot of thinking. You know, this guy, he's looking at all the work he's put in. And this is an assessment card, right? This is a 7. So the reason why this decision hasn't been made is because you guys don't have the passion to make it. Why are you guys going to have passion for something that you don't want in your lives? I don't feel like maybe you guys don't want it in your lives. I do feel like maybe you guys are stressed to a point about it. However, with the Fool coming in the reverse, it's not going to. You guys won't have that new start that you guys are looking for, simply because of the fact that things are not ending. Now, you guys are doing the right thing by assessing what's going on, and you guys need to go a little further and go within yourselves, right? You guys need to go within yourselves because once you do, you guys will have the ability to find out what it is that you guys need to make a decision on, or what it is that needs to have a judgment made on it, or what it is that you need to do in order to cause this new renewal to take place. Now, I do feel like what's keeping you from, this happy stability, Ten of Pentacles type of energy is the fact that things are out of balance right now. Now, I do feel that you guys are holding on to something, and I do feel that to whatever degree you guys feel pretty defensive. Um, this card more so than the Nine of Wands, I would consider to be defensive. This guy is literally on guard. Like, the wind's blowing, and but he doesn't care. He's ready. He follows his gut instinct, and I feel you guys should do the same thing too. So I want to go ahead and shuffle this a little bit more. I do I do want to go ahead and just see if maybe some cards fall out, but I am just gonna go ahead and shuffle the deck or cut it, whatever you guys. Oh, look at that. Okay, so we had one fall off. So as I'm seeing, part of the situation here has to deal with the give and take. Now, uh, and this includes both whatever this new cycle that is supposed to be beginning. I feel like you guys don't have the faith that you normally would have in order for you guys to begin this new journey. I do feel like some of you guys feel defeated. I do feel like some of you guys maybe felt attacked. Who knows? But I do know that regardless of whatever's going on, there's a need to look at the give and take of situations. I feel most of you Virgos have been doing that. So this message or this part of the message is for some Virgos who are not uh, fully integrated with this energy just yet. So let's see. I want to go ahead and now keep in mind, Virgos, I am only going to be doing this for you guys because this message just happened to come in, and I felt that it was necessary for you guys to hear it. So I am going to go ahead. I'm not going to draw a card on this one. I'm just going to show you guys the bottom card because this is what Source wants me to show you. Look at this. You guys have the High Priestess in the reverse. Now, I do feel that to whatever extent you guys are trying to trust, you know, various messages, but I do feel like you guys don't necessarily hear them because you guys are out of balance. You guys are out of balance. Now, I do see some forward progression, slow but steady movement. However, I do feel that, you know, under it all, you guys are out of balance. Basically, this is repeating itself. From the Temperance card to the Six of Pentacles to the High Priestess in the reverse, Temperance in the reverse, and then of course, you know, the Ten of Swords right after that in the reverse. However, I do feel that there is a way that you guys can work around this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw some animal spirits for you guys so that I can see the kind of energy that is encompassing your space at the moment. And then I will draw some cards to see what the advice is for getting past all of it. What's the point of even having uh, all of this information being given if you don't give any advice to help get you past it, right? So that's what we're doing here. That's what that's what we're gonna do here. So, animal spirits, thank you for your help. I now ask you for more help in identifying what it is that Virgo needs to work on here as the month progresses, and what's going to be happening for them here shortly as well. I do feel like this energy is this is the short-term energy. I think there this is, I think that this is more of kind of like a minor delay or like a spoke in your guys' wheel, but uh, or a spoke caught in your guys' wheels, I believe is the terminology. But let's see what the animal spirits have to say about the energy that you guys are moving into. Animal spirits, what kind of energy are they moving into here during the later half of their month? Dolphin. So I feel that you guys have some keen intelligence about where things are going right now. I do feel like there is a need to communicate your emotions. See, the dolphin in itself is a water element card, and dolphins are very intelligent. You know, dolphins are, I guess, to some considered to be the humans of the sea. However, dolphins, they get sad just like us. They express themselves in a different way, obviously, than humans, but you could still see or read the emotion behind what it is that they do. And if you're very empathic, you can be very perceptive to, how dolphins will feel. Now, one of the things that I do draw from the dolphin is creativity. So I do feel like there is a need to focus on your creativity because that creativity is a necessary factor. Now, look at this. You guys got the unicorn. Now, unicorn is another worldly creature. This is like this is talking about uh, perception on a whole new level. Now, it's very interesting that this card comes up. We just recently had a full moon last night. So, if you guys have been feeling wonky kind of energy, this is the culmination of energies that have been building up since the 30th of August, if I'm not mistaken, which was when the new moon came up. And this is telling me that this lunar energy is is really affecting you guys in a pretty big way. Now, you guys have had the planets going through your sign. For all of you guys, you've had Mercury and Venus go through. Now, both of them are in Libra now. So Libra is in one of its home signs, and you still have the Sun and Mars in Virgo, which is in your sign. Now, I believe it is for the second beacon, you guys still have Mars energy, the ambition, the necessary need to dig into the details. You guys still have that going on, and Mars is helping you to kind of be ambitious about what it is that you want to do in this year. Is what I'm getting, or is what I feel. It's pretty interesting that everybody's going through some kind of transformations here in the month of September, and I want to go ahead and go with this dolphin and unicorn energy just to see what they're saying. I don't want to make this video too long. I wasn't planning on making this video too long, but if necessary, we will. Now, innately intelligent, healer, light, blessings. The gifts of the dolphin are beyond what our human minds can grasp. Dolphin personalities are often drawn to the healing arts, as they are sensitive to the subtle and enjoy working on the level of spirit. This tells me that some of you guys may be moving into using divination, using healing, probably Reiki for some of you guys. I feel like maybe some of you guys are also delving into magic work, spell casting, things to that effect. And I do feel like this is going to help you guys in healing and actually moving forward because there is something that you guys are holding on to, and I do feel like it's an emotional based thing. It's a lot of lunar energy run There's a lot of lunar run energy going on in your guys' sign. In your guys' lives. Not just because of the eclipses not just because of the lunar events that have been going on, the eclipses, the blood moons. I feel like all of this stuff that's happening so far, it's necessary to get you guys out of your comfort zone. All signs are going through it. It's fine, Virgo. You guys are going to make it through it. Now, the dolphin, it tells us there's innate intelligence within you. But this innate intelligence, I believe, has to come from a higher source. Maybe you guys are going to be receiving a download, or maybe you guys have received a download already, for some of you, and you guys are learning how to work with this energy. You guys are learning how to manifest things in your life with this energy. So, going back to the book, it's easy for dolphin types to underestimate the impact they make in the world. These creatures make such an important role in the wheel of karma that coming in contact with the dolphin type will change the entire course of your day, and thus your life. This card can also indicate a profound blessing is on the way. So, this is good. See, all of this stuff right here could be a blessing in disguise. Source told me to tell you this could be a blessing in disguise. All you have to do is just wait and see. Now, obviously, nobody wants to do that. But this is one of those situations where the universe is moving things in your favor, and it's actually moving things in your favor so that you can become more courageous, so that you can become more inspiring. Because I know deep down inside that Virgos are pretty popular creatures, even if they're not as communicative as the air signs. However, when it comes to changes, Virgos are earth signs. It's going to be tough for you guys to adapt to change. Some of you guys are going to be more adaptable in the second deacon, or even some of you third deacon Virgos who have the sun in your sign right now. So for those of you guys who have your birthdays on, let me see. For those of you guys that have had your birthdays on since the 11th and going on to the 9th or to the 21st, I believe, or 22nd, one of those. This is your time to shine. I did pull out the deck with the firefly on top, and I thought, maybe this might be important to spread. Something about shining bright. But this is your time to shine bright, guys. Even for you Virgos that missed your chance while the sun was passing through, the sun is still in your sign. It's not over yet. You guys still have the ability to make an impact, or to make even more of an impact. See, because the fact is that coming into contact with you guys, when you guys are working with this dolphin type energy, will change the entire course of your day, of another person's day, and thus their life. So, this card can also indicate a profound. It's saying that this card can also indicate a profound blessing is on the way. If it's not this that's a blessing, then it could be something else coming in. You know, I can't say if it's going to be a new boyfriend or a new girlfriend. However, I will say that whatever it could be stability. However, you have to think outside the box. You guys have to get yourselves out of that mindset of what you know and expand it. Because, look, to bring it into balance, you guys have to have like-minded spirits. That means other people that are willing to, do the journey that you guys are on to learn more of their world, to learn more of their future, to learn more of various different things. Because when it's in balance, they're an active healer and they have strong spiritual practice. Doesn't have to say that you guys have to be spiritual in any way. However, if you guys are evolved enough to a certain degree in actively healing yourselves, you guys are going to be actively healing others because of the impacts that you guys have made. And this has a very, very good uh, method of helping you to clear karma on a grander scale. Now we're going to go to the unicorn. By the way, guys, I have not forgot. I will take this video that I'm listening to and I will post it up for you guys to listen to as well, just in case you guys want to. Now, the unicorn is reconnecting to higher wisdom or divinity. As I mentioned, um, this is all about connecting to a higher source. As I mentioned, your higher self, source, um, any spirits, family ancestors, and this is really because you guys need to go through this transformation. Now, I did mention the transformation in the Virgo video for September. You guys will have to go back. I might actually go back and check it out too. But, is it difficult to see, hear, or think of a unicorn without immediately questioning if it's real? I mean, it says it's difficult to see, hear, or think of a unicorn immediately questioning if it's real, that they ever exist. Perhaps long, long ago, the mind answers maybe, or it could be, or no way. This very contemplation explains our relationship with divinity. So, which one are you guys answering? Are you guys saying maybe? Or are you guys saying could be? Or are you guys saying nah, it's not possible? That very question will answer your question with how close you are to divinity and also why things are not going the way that you guys are used to it going. This very contemplation explains our relationship with divinity and encapsulates our wavering belief in the universe. We wonder about what divinity is. We wonder where our intuition comes from and if we can really trust it. Once you find out it comes from the divine, you don't have to question about whether you can trust it or not. We think about the higher power and our mind hesitates between yes, no, and maybe. Is it male or female? Does it have a name? Is it just a feeling? The unicorn card appears and wakes us up to curiosity about the higher self and the divine. It is a card of questioning, exploring, and contemplating the inexplicable. The mind's eye knows there's something beyond our day-to-day lives. I'm pretty sure you guys have felt that. So if you guys are reading this, I'm pretty sure you guys have gotten some goosebumps right now. A deeper dimension into our experiences. The mind's eye reaches and reaches and reaches out to grasp something more. You are the unicorn, and you have begun your quest for the answers. The message couldn't be any clearer. The unicorn is connected to the sixth chakra. It is no surprise the subtle essence of the unicorn card resides at the third eye, the exact place from which the unicorn's horn extends. This center is called the Anja chakra, or command center. The ancient yogis believe it to be responsible for our intellect, intuition, and deepest wisdom. Some say our two eyes see the past and the present, while this third eye appears into the future. So, this is telling me you guys need to open up your third eye. And this transformation that you guys are going through is, to whatever degree or level, happening to all you Virgos because you guys need to open up your third eyes. This is where you guys are going to become more powerful. This is where you guys are going to have much more of an impact on society and on those around you than what you guys may have had previously. Now, it's really interesting that this is all about third eye. This is all about connecting to the universal energies. I don't find it odd at all. I just find it pretty interesting that these cards will come up. Now, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the fairies. These are new cards that I got. I don't know if I used them yet on any of you guys. Probably not. But, this is the card that was in there last. And maybe this was necessary for you guys to see. However, when I took it out of the box, it was like this. You guys are returning to a state of unity with Source. And so, look at this is the book. Really cool. It's the Fairies Oracle. Working with the fairies to find insight, wisdom, and joy. So, normally I would put these as second, and then I would, build the Rider-Waite tarot around that. However, I do feel like the changes of events call for me just to do what Spirit draws me to do. I don't want to, do anything more or anything less. Don't want to say anything more or anything less than what needs to be said for you Virgos. But you know what? I can't cut videos short to save my life. You guys are already at 25 minutes. I feel like let's see. Let's see fairies. What do you guys have to tell us? Thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna have to look at the book because these ones are hard to read. So, all right. So I got number 37. 3 plus 7 is 10. 10 is 1. 1 is a push forward, or 1 is an enthusiastic and forward moving energy. Let's see. 32, 39, 37. Tobaira of the waters. So it's about emotion, serenity, meditation, gracefully accepting the change. For those of you Virgos that are having hard times, I feel like you guys aren't accepting the change. The change I see is holding on too damn much. You guys are holding on to whatever it is that you guys don't need to hold on and don't need. You guys are holding on to stuff that don't need to be held on to any longer. You guys are holding on to toxic relationships that don't need to be held on to any longer. You guys are holding on to toxic habits that you guys don't need to be holding on to any longer. You guys are holding on to, fill in the blank. I don't know your situation, so I'm not going to go blaming people for whatever it is that they're stuck in. However, I do feel that if you guys reach a spot of quiet contemplation, and you guys maybe even go into a meditative state, you guys might actually be able to see what it is that you guys need to make this decision on. However, like I got the feeling early on, you guys already know what needs to be taken, or you guys already know what the situation is. You guys have already been alerted from your higher self, from source, whoever. Now, for the moment, close your eyes and just let yourself feel the cool, sparkling fairy waters flowing through your fingers. Imagine drinking this sparkling coolness from your own cupped hand. And imagine the water flowing down your throat. You may even be able to feel the magical energy filled coolness flow right through you to your toes. Ah, feel better? Throughout the world, there are healing wells for both general health and specific ailments. In modern times, many of the fairy qualities have been diluted, even though Tobaira and her healing helpers do all they can to help them keep help keep them clear and potent. Sorry, sorry guys. Fairy waters reflect the emotional state of the human people around them. So the fairy waters that come through to our world have lessened the purity and powers in places where people are living especially stressful, civilized lives. As one Oracle group member observed, there are profound connections with drinking water, tears, wells of forgiveness, and water as a fluid of transformation, or transforming nutrients in the body, the connecting flow. I could flow on, but I'll stop. So, when you look at this is that water that he was talking about flowing through your fingers. Imagine taking some of that water, cupping it in your hands, and you know, being healed. The unicorn, the dolphin calls for healing, but the dolphin and the unicorn together, it's telling me that you guys are searching for healing, but this is healing on a spiritual level. Now, with Tobaira, the waters, like this is about meditation. I feel like you guys have to meditate and enter that still space Go into your hermit mode, right? This is just repeating the same message that I was telling you here with the hermit mode. However, I don't think you guys should be dealing with who or what and what they're contributing as much as what you should be worrying about is figuring this stuff out. Figuring out what you need to figure out, figuring out what needs to take place in your life. Take a little bit of time off for yourself. It's not selfish, all right? Take time for yourself, and to whatever degree, you're gonna find whatever healing you need to find. But once you do find this healing, I do feel like you guys are going to be awoken up. You guys are going to have your third eye uh, blasted open, so to speak. I mean, if you guys don't do it and activate it gradually or gently on your own accord, I do feel like the universe is going to blast it open for you, and that's probably not going to be the most uh, exciting experience that you guys will experience in your lives. So, moving on to the next card, the Ra, or the Raz, I think it was. I don't know, but look at this. This is like a fireball. To me, this kind of reminds me of like a Hadouken that's like already in midair, and like uh, to me, it also to me, I kind of see it um, like a jellyfish too. So it's in the dark, right? It's in the deep, it's in the dark, and if you look at the numbers, it comes out to 7. In order to move forward, you guys have to enter into a mode of assessment. Now, what have I been saying? You guys have two sevens. You got the seven of cups in the reverse, meaning you guys have a laser sharp focus, and you guys have been doing a lot of assessment about your situation, your life, what's going on right now. However, with with the Roz, I get the feeling like, or hold on, let me look at the book so I can get the name down properly. 52, it comes out to 7. So as I was saying, the number of contemplation, the number of uh, introspection. It looks like it's in the dark. So this tells me you have to go within. You have to go into the dark. You have to face yourself and quite possibly your fears. You know. So okay. So I want to go back to Tobaira of the Waters because I want to see what the challenge is there. Okay. So yeah. So Tobaira speaks of changes of emotions, and when we go to the raw, right? This is wild energy. This is pure potential. I do feel like you guys are filled with pure potential. It's just you guys need uh, the proper method and the proper time to implement it. I do believe that the time is now for you guys with the with this lion energy that you guys are going to be encompassing or using if you guys haven't been so already. And going to the bar. Once upon a time, there were three pink boys, more or less, and a Rar, who all played in Brian's son Toby's bedroom. They liked the midnight tea party, the magical ambience, of course. They liked Toby. Unfortunately, the pink boys got too rowdy, and Brian had to throw them out into the garden, which was where they belonged anyway. The Rar learned from the experience in a Rarish way, and it quieted down a bit during the midnight hours. Rars are not naughty or wicked, just energetic. They are also not very discriminating. They like to join into whatever excitement is going on and add energy to it. In a way, they are pure potential, and they potentialize whatever is happening. Rars are attracted to mobs, rioting, and to meditation groups rising towards ecstasy, and to any other strong energy stated. If you guys are thinking about going to a meditation, you guys should join, a decent sized class. Don't go too big, don't go too small. Try to find, a class between 10 to 20 people. That's where you guys can have the best flow of energy. I don't know why 10 to 20 came out. That's just my suggestion. All right, so um, think of the roar as an engine revving up. The of a purring cat and the r of as the book says, roars don't discriminate. It's up to us to do that. Choose where you want to flow or where you want to put this energy, and put it in that direction. See, the fairy challengers uh, brings us face to face with our fears, our denials, and our inner traumas, our insecurities, our delusions, and confusions. That's why the lion was at the bottom. Like I said, you guys are on the road to opening your mind, but you guys are on the road to showing your courage, to stand in your power, not just as an earth sign, but just to stand in your passion, stand in your truth, stand in your fire. This change of things that are going on, that's what everything is for. Become more confident in yourself, become more courageous, you become more successful from the emotional standpoint, but also from the physical standpoint too, because everything from the spiritual translates to the mental, to the emotional, to the physical, right? But the thing about these fairy tests is that, or the tests of the universe, they're never the standard tests that you would maybe see uh, in grade school. Maybe even the questions that they ask in questionnaires. If say you take a class for like, I don't know, EMT, nursing, to be a doctor. All of these things that we experience. You know, all of it, like it's meant to push us, but we have to know where we're directing that energy. But we have to be confident in where we're directing that energy, or else we are not going to be uh, successful, and we will not be able to reach that Ten of Pentacles that we've been wanting to go to for a while now. So, give me 1 second, guys. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna draw another card for you guys, and look at that, 38 minutes. I'm gonna draw two more cards, and then I'll go ahead and explain uh, what you guys should do as your advice. Oh, that no. 2 and 6 come out to 8, so that speaks of reaching a state of mastery. Or this could also be something about hard work. You know, looking at this gnome, I get that feel like, almost like he's got that that 4 of Pentacles look to him. Let me put both of these cards in front so you guys can take a look at them. Same look, right? Same look. But we'll see what this is all about. And we'll draw one more card. And then we'll see. Oh, the Singer of Transformation, or Transfiguration. Yeah, so you guys are going through a change. Um, this is this is a change unlike any other. This is actually a change. I feel that you guys. Okay. I'm gonna go into the book because all that known is it's telling me I need to go into the book. So it's a trickster. It's creative, chaos, wild gifts, breaking habits and patterns. So as I was mentioning before about breaking certain patterns, there's um there's a necessary need to break patterns. There's a necessary need to sit back and really take a look at oh no. Okay. So so with the gnome, it talks about a trickster energy. It talks about breaking, but I don't think this is trickster energy for you guys. I feel this is more of breaking habits and patterns. As I mentioned before, breaking through these old patterns are going to allow you guys to move forward. I, I, I don't even have to tell you guys. I think you guys already know what it is that you guys have to do. I am not going to go any further on that. The gnome is all about, uh, letting your wild gifts come forth. It talks about the same thing that the RAR talks about when it talks about potential. And then, of course, the singular transformation, it comes out at 11. I mean, the singular transfiguration comes out as an 11, right? So automatically, this is talking about higher wisdom. This is talking about connection to source or higher guides, etc., etc. And I'm just going to go to it real quick so that I can read this to you guys. The singular transfiguration, transformation, transcendence, and metamorphosis. As I mentioned, you guys are going through that transformation. I don't have to say any more on that portion. So it tells us that we have been through the gate, that we have passed through the initiation process. And so we have reached a new way of being, reflecting deep transformation within ourselves. This will never again be or things will never again be what they once were. Things will never be seen in the same way by us. And this is a good thing. You guys are going through a transformation. This is a good thing. This singer's joyful, passionate, bright blaze of color heralds a time of fulfillment and accomplishment. As with the other singers, the power and joy of this one radiates especially strongly to the things and being symbolized by the card around it. Like the reborn, renewed phoenix, this singer is a flame with vibrant, expanded life. And right now, it's sitting right on top of the Four of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles, the Temperance in the reverse, and of course the Page of Swords. So what this is telling me right here, obviously, is the same thing that I've been repeating. There's no need to be so defensive about it. There's no need to be so on edge about it. There are things that you have to think about. There are things that you have to look at. There's certain decisions that you have to come to, certain things that you have to overcome. However, I do feel like you got the intelligence for it, and I do feel like you have the ability to heal from this, and that's what's going to be so life changing for you guys is the fact that you guys are going to be able to heal from this. I got luminous gloom right here at the bottom. This is what everything is sitting upon, right? So I want to go to this card real quick just to see. It's a 5 and a 6, which comes out to 11 also. So whatever this information is that follows is going to be connected to whatever this transfiguration is or whatever this transformation is. Alright, luminous doom. Self-defeat, self-pity, self-destruction, taking care of ourselves. What happens when we start trying to take care of ourselves without trying to take care of those, or without the best intentions for everybody in mind? We end up falling into a pit of sorts. We start telling ourselves that we don't matter, that we're no good, that this and that. That's all the ego. Luminous gloom or luminous doom is telling me that everything that's transpiring right now, it's all based on how you guys are thinking about yourselves. Like when I first seen this card at the bottom, is that you guys are suffering from some kind of uh, sadness, some kind of depression, some kind of something that's got a hold of you. There are people that are trying to help break you guys free. You guys need to allow them, or you guys need to first decide whether you're going to take the steps to help yourself and then help yourself. Self-pity is the first step on the slippery, seductive slide towards self-destruction. Much of what I said above about the soul shrinker in part 55, which is on a different one, applies to the luminous doom, so please read about the soul shrinker first. I think I may need to read Soul Shrinker. Soul Shrinker is about cruelty, malice, gossip, curses, destructions, and blessings. The distasteful task of the Soul Shrinker is to observe what we say to and about others, especially the mean, nasty, and unnecessarily critical things. By observing our behavior this way, he reflects it back to us, making us more aware of it. So, if you have this discussion with yourself about what it is that you tell yourself, maybe at night, maybe when you're alone, what other people tell you, that you're maybe not worth anything, that that you're never going to succeed, that you're just heading towards self-destruction, or that you're messing your own life up. I don't know, Virgo. I don't know. However, I do know that it's time to face the facts. It's time to, come to a conclusion, come to a head. This cycle is closing, and it's necessary to close. You know. Let's see what we have for our. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put these where. Put them here. So, I'm going to be taking back all these cards here, and I'm also going to draw some animal cards for you guys, so you guys can have an idea of what the energy is that you guys will be encompassing over the next 2 weeks, and also moving on into the next lunar cycle, I believe. These are where things are going to be winding down a little bit. Once the new moon, this is actually the best time, I believe, to take care of things when the moon is waning. Things that you didn't get to. Yeah, see, you guys are going to be dropping burdens, and I was just shuffling this just to shuffle this, but you know what? Let me get to the animal spirit cards first, and then we'll go ahead and draw some cards. However, I do feel like you guys are in a healing process. You guys are in this healing process because it's necessary to drop burdens. It's necessary to drop a lot of the things that you guys have been holding on to, the things you guys have been carrying with. Those things are getting heavy. Those things are causing you guys to doubt yourselves when you have so much to shoot for. You guys have so much energy and transformation stuff going on that, like, I'm surprised. I mean, usually the times when we experience our biggest problems are usually the times when we have the biggest ascension or the biggest transformation. And yeah, see, I do feel like some of you guys have been working quite hard. You guys have been literally burning the midnight oil, so to speak, or burning the candle at both ends, whichever one applies to you. But I do feel like you guys have been experiencing certain uh, certain trials in your life. You guys have been experiencing certain setbacks, certain logs in your path, right? I do feel like you guys have been experiencing a lot of bumps in your path. However, I do feel like whatever obstacles are in your near future, you know, if you guys are familiar with Lord Ganesh or Ganesha, in the Hindu, I believe, or the Indian culture, I can't remember which one. Don't quote me on this. He's the remover of obstacles, but he's also the bestower of wisdom. And I do feel like the fact that the dolphin and the elephant are both on the same side is the fact that, there's going to be a certain gain of passion from, this information that you guys may receive. I do feel, though, that you guys are going to be uh, more likely to be given a push from the universe. You guys are going to be given this this ability to clear your path so that nothing blocks you, so that you guys don't have to worry about uh, having those negative pity parties for yourself. This is near future. This is uh, what's going on here within the next 2 weeks. You guys are going through an ascension process of some sort. Yeah, and this is very well connected to your emotions. You have the fish. Uh, I wouldn't say this is necessarily Pisces, but I do feel that this is associated with the dark, dark, or going deep inside you guys yourselves. I do feel like you guys are going to be really, really zooming in on your emotions. Um, I do feel that with this fish kind of swimming outward from the center right there, that I do feel like you guys are finally starting to express how you guys feel. You guys are starting to tell people, what your emotions are, and that's a very good thing. Okay, you guys need to be aggressive. You guys not aggressive in the sense that you guys need to yell or scream or anything like that. No, you guys need to be more aggressive when it comes to what you need to say. You guys need to be more territorial when it comes to what you love or who you love. This is fire energy that you guys are going to be encompassing, and this is that energy from the singular transformation, that fire type energy. Um, I get fire type from there. I do feel like you guys are going to have your chakras opened up. I do feel this is more on the lower chakra. This mainly has to do with stability. I know you guys can't see it good, but this is all having to do with stability. And once you guys have, once you guys are aware of these changes, and then once the universe starts moving in your favor, then you guys will be experiencing that energy, and it might take you by surprise. But if you are watching these videos or any other videos, you guys will already know that there are changes looming on your horizon, and you guys will have already taken the steps, if not yet, then started to have taken the steps to let this burden off. It's not necessary for you guys to carry it anymore. It's there's only so long that you can carry certain things or people or places, situations before that's it. Okay, so I do see you guys within these next 2 weeks coming to a certain knowledge of what's going on in your lives, but most of all, I see that you guys are expecting to see your guys' way out of whatever these situations are. I do feel like, for the most part, that you guys have a higher power that you guys trust, whether it's God, whether it's the fairies, whether it's something else, who knows. But I do feel like you guys are connecting with them to some level, and you guys are maybe you guys have that song, "Let's Get Together and Be Alright." Yeah, so you know that's one thing. You guys are going through this transformation, but this transformation is necessary to help influence many, 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 many more people. This is far beyond you, Virgo. All right, I gotta hurry this up. All right, so I got the Page of Wands in the reverse. To whatever degree, I do feel like you guys are going to be stuck with that wand energy in the reverse. Um, to some degree, I do feel like you guys are going to be lazy, maybe apathetic. I feel like some of you guys may have received bad news. Maybe this bad news could be a blessing in disguise. You never know. The spread earlier, it did say something about a message in disguise. So maybe this is necessary for something to be said, something to happen. Some kind of situation uh, being resolved by a certain something that maybe you might throw yourself into a pity party for. Regardless, I do feel like if you guys have bad news that is going to come your way, I do feel like you guys have to hear it. Um, Temperance says for you guys to keep your balance, right? For you guys to keep your cool, for you guys not to be bothered so much by the changes that are going on right now. You guys need to keep the balance between what you guys see as your subconscious or the conscious collective and what you guys view as reality. You guys are on a path. You guys are, as mentioned by the, which one was it? So by Ira, one of those cards, I can't remember. It speaks that you guys are in the process of opening up, right? You guys are in that first process, the first process of ascension, the first process of transfiguration, the first process of the rest of your life, really. Because once you go through these changes, there's no going back. I do feel that to whatever extent, though, you guys, let's see what this third card is. I wouldn't be surprised if it was any of the twos. I wouldn't be surprised if it had to do with some kind of air sign, air sign or swords suit cards that come up next. But I do feel that maybe one of those is in this near future here. Oh, there's that. I do feel like you guys are going to be letting go of a lot of different things. Though. You guys got the Pentacles, or the Four of Pentacles in the reverse now, which is all about letting go. It's all about trusting in the universe. It's all about, just letting the flow of things go. See, because there is a cycle ending, not ending just yet. Certain things you guys have to come to learn. Certain things that you guys may have to go through. This is not just the pity party, but you guys are kind of like um, you guys are questioning to see where there's more, what can be done. I don't see you guys sitting around, but I don't think you should sit around anyways. Keep your cool. Start seeing the better side of things. Start seeing the better light of things. Don't just fucking drop everything that you're carrying and that's it. You guys have to do this gradually. You guys have to do this slowly. I mean, you guys are going through a transformation process, so this is all something that needs to take place, and you guys need to do it in the way that it needs to be done, or else you guys will not draw whatever it is that you guys are expecting from your situation. Different turn of events. Oh, etc., etc. So, with that, I will end this reading. If you guys liked it, if you guys resonated with it, please like, share, and subscribe. The like button is down there somewhere too. Subscribe button, notification bell, all of that. So, with that, I'll let you guys go. I hope that you guys have a good next few weeks. And I hope that to whatever degree you guys can find this peace that you guys are looking for. My advice, meditate, start seeing the brighter side of things, start seeing the fact that you do have a way out, and remain calm. Keep your balance. Start letting go of those things that you guys um, do no longer want to hold on to. And be aware that you guys are going through a change. You guys aren't going to be expecting a certain change just yet. Just do know that it is in the future, and it might actually be in your near future. If you guys have any planets in Libra, that would be one of those times. If you guys have any planets in Jupiter, if you guys have any planets in Sagittarius, Jupiter is hitting those times. If you guys have anything in Capricorn, then you know you'll be experiencing changes and stuff like that too. But overall, I would wish you farewell. Like I said, if you feel that this resonated with you, like, share, and subscribe. Click the notification bell. Hit that hit that notification bell next to it, because that's really when you guys are going to be notified about these videos. Sorry I made you guys this video so long. Like I said, I cannot cut this down, and regardless of whether different cards come out, but the message is the same. I have to delve all the way until Source says, you know what, that's it. And this is where Source says that's it. So this is where I part ways with you guys. I am David with Tarot and Astrology for All. It is 1:04 a.m. and my booty is going to get to bed. So with that, I will give you guys my usual farewell, and I hope you guys have a good 2 weeks and a good rest of the month going on into the next month. And I hope you guys are ready for new beginnings, because they're coming in real soon. So with that, I'll see you guys later. Bye.